In this lesson, we are going to learn reversing jumps. To do reversing jumps, we will need to use all these previous commands which we have learned before, including the concept for what are arguments for calls, and then we will learn how to reverse a jump, and then how to reverse the zero flag, a part of the register. Let's get started. Recall that in the previous example lesson, when we try to run this from the command line, it will show us a string try harder. Now, we have learned how to set a breakpoint on this string. Now, the objective of this is to, instead of looking at the try harder message, we would like to see the flag being displayed here. The flag, as you recall, is a serial number or secret phrase or a secret word. And if you refer back to the place where we download this crack me, the author, evil programmer, says that this is a very easy flag. So the objective is to make the program show us the flag instead of show us this message, try harder. So let us see how we can do that. So let's run the program in the debugger. Let's go to the entry point by pressing F9. Run. We are now at the entry point. Now let's put a breakpoint on the string. So we can either scroll down and look for the string, or we can right click and look for strings, search for current module, and you have to make sure you are in the user module, then string references. And over here, you will find your string, try harder. So we can double click the address to directly go there. And once we arrive here, we can see that the string is being set up for the call to display. So previous lessons, we put a breakpoint here to pause so that we can step through using F8 to see the string. But now we want to avoid seeing the string. How do we avoid seeing the string? So let's analyze this a bit. Notice that this instruction comes from here, a previous jump which takes place over here. So it is this jump which brings us to this string. This suggests that if we don't want to see this string, we should not jump. At the moment, the line, the arrow is red, meaning that the jump will be taken. And you can also confirm by looking in the status here, jump is taken. So now the question is, how do we reverse this jump? Now the phrase here is reversing the jump. Reversing the jump. So if the jump is going to be taken, after reversing, it will not be taken. So that is called reversing. So now let's see. Before a jump is made, a decision has to be made whether or not to jump. So this is decided by a register called the zero flag, ZF, zero flag. So the zero flag will determine whether or not it will jump. If at this point the jump is taken, and if we don't want it to jump, all we need to do is toggle the zero flag by double clicking. So if I were to double click this now, watch what happens to the status and the line. So I will double click the 0 flag to become 0. The 0 flag now is 0, previously it was 1. And notice the line has changed to gray and the status has changed to jump is not taken. If we wanted to toggle back to jump, all we have to do is toggle the 0 flag back to 1 by double clicking it again. And now the 0 flag is 1, and now the line has changed to red and the status says jump is taken. So what we want is to stop it from jumping. So let's toggle the 0 flag. Set it to 0. So now it will not jump. So that way it will not display this string, try harder. So instead, what will it do? It will proceed to the next call below it. So let's press F8. Before we press F8, we need to put a breakpoint here and then set it back to the previous state. So now we are going to run to this breakpoint, press F9, run, and it will stop at this breakpoint. So when we are here, we want to toggle the 0 flag to 0 so that it will not jump. Now we press F8 and it will go to the next instruction. So it has not jumped to this part where it shows a string. Instead, it went on to the next line. Now what do you think will happen if I were to press F8 again to call this instruction? Let's try. You see, the flag is shown. So that means this call will show you the flag. Right? And if you press F8 again, it will go to this line and jump over this string, as you can see. So we now jump over this line and avoided the try harder string. So this is the way in which we can crack software, by analyzing the jumps and toggling it and putting the right breakpoint where decision is being made whether to jump or not to jump. So let us repeat this one more time. The first thing you need to do is to look for the string and then analyze where it's supposed to decide where it comes from. The call which lands in the string comes from here. So we should put a breakpoint here and then restart, run to the breakpoint and then reverse the breakpoint so that it jumps, it will not jump to the try harder message. Reverse it, F8 and call the jump. That's it. So you have solved this challenge by getting the flag, which is this one, and you can confirm it by looking at some of the answers posted by other reversers. The flag is indeed this, as you can see. So that is how you reverse a jump. So in a moment, we will stop here and I will see you in the next lesson. So far what we have learned is how to set breakpoints on the string, how to reverse jump by reversing the 0 flag. Thank you for watching.